Hello, and welcome to a cast of Nebulous Fleet Command. We've got something very special happening right now. This is a tournament game. We've got Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP. Teams are, let me grab the team names. We got Riders of the Black Horse, Dramus, Crow, Mungo Parker, and Captain Chaos versus Bread Not Included, Papa J, Slayer, Flard, and Vestal. This is the first game of a set of 3, and we're on Tombstones. Black Horse won the coin toss, and they chose ANS. This is being recorded on, what even is today? It is December 22nd, just a couple days before Christmas, at 3:30 in the afternoon, Central Standard Time. I'm also joined here in the caster box with Not So Lone Wolf and Puppy from Hell.
Hello. Hello.
We're gonna be doing what we do.
So this is my first time actually seeing this map. I haven't gotten a chance to play on it yet. It looks very Pillars-esque strategically.
It is. It has been described by more than a few people as Pillars 2. Dropping down here with the ANS team. Looks like Travis has a Vauxhall with a missile backpack. Bullseye. And 250 cannons. OSP has a lot of big ships going high. Let's go through these fleets real quick. Travis has, I see a dad build. That's one gun and missile Vauxhall for defense purposes and controlling the home caps, and then a bunch of, oh no, what? Okay, this is a little different than what I thought it was actually. 2 jamming sprinters supporting the Vauxhall, so this might be a fighting Vauxhall, and then 3 missile gun sprinters, which are definitely going to be going for caps. So I'm not sure what he's going to do with this Vauxhall. It's definitely going to want to stay kind of far away. We'll see more about that later. Mungo Parker bringing a signature triple gun Vauxhalls with some soft kill on the back and PD all around. He's pretty dangerous with these. Gas and a beam battleship. So one of his usual builds, 2-point defense escorts. They've also got bullseyes for locking on them. Crow with a 450 Axford, ton of defenders. And then 2 escort rail destroyers with guns and railguns on them, and 1 locking sprinter. OSP team, we got Flard. 2 450. No, those are 250 monitors, 56. 2 250 monitors with 100 mil on top and missile launchers all around. Really likes his monitor missiles. Flower does 1 jam shuttle, 1 EWR tug, and 1 combat soft kill tug. It's got a blackjack on it. It's got a chaff box. Oh, these are AMMs in that. All right, interesting, interesting. Papa J, 1 450 Acello with Auroras and Sarisas. Wow, that's a lot of anti-missile systems.
The enemy secured zone boxer.
4 Auroras and 2 Sarisas. Rocket gun shuttle, rocket gun shuttle, rocket gun shuttle. Bellbird gun shuttle. And gun PD shuttle.
The enemy is
EWR
securing zone
tug.
eclipse.
So Papa J is definitely going to be playing a lot of the cap game. Slayer might be as well, depending on this build. What do we got? Mash Driver, 100 mil monitor. Bloodhound tug with point defense, EWR tug with point defense, and then 3 more Mass Driver monitors. Okay, so he's going to be doing the long range thing with guns on them, and presumably they're going to be using Grape for their PD and wanting to maybe take fights later on in the game with those 100 mils. Odd build. Forward to it. Vest.
Action developing on A here.
Alright, Wolf catching the cap fight on Alpha. Thank you, Wolf. For that, both teams blasting the fuck out of each other's A caps. Dramus is going down. I think he's drifted off the points, and Papa J's looks like is gonna probably die shortly.
The
Dramus
enemy
has just
secured
got
zone
grayed
close.
out. And the foreign prim's probably gonna... There it goes. Okay, Alpha doesn't go to anyone. That's important on a map like this. Vestal, 250 bulkers with walking radars and point defense. Pretty decent investment for bulkers. And one C90 plasma monitor. One rocket shuttle laid as a mine trap down on the bottom part of the map. Let's look and see where everybody else is going. Mungo and Chaos are moving in on Alpha on the low side of the map. Crow's standing off above Charlie long range. And Dramus is kind of playing close escort games around their back lower side of Alpha. Alright, so they're very concentrated on this Alpha push. OSP's more spread out. Monitor team's over on Echo. The missile monitor team, I should say, is over on Echo, and it's firing. The mass driver monitor team is at the top of the OSP spawn, and then the bulk freighter and Ocello combo is over by Delta. It's all spread out. Let's look at this missile strike. Coming into a lot of point defense and 250 RPF. It's a big strike.
Probably, I don't know if they'll have range to see the beam battleship, but they'll at least see the point defense firing, so they know there's a lot of stuff over there.
No, the last two that went for the chaff definitely got close enough to see the beam battleship. Whether or not they actually saw the beam battleship is another question. Mungo eating some mass drivers from above.
It's OSP's game to lose here. If they need to do something to get that point, even up the point difference. But it's going to be hard with Chaos sitting here in the middle like he's going about to do.
Yeah, OSP is really good shape on the map. ANS is kind of risking everything on this A push. If they can get Alpha, if Mungo can grab Alpha with those voxels and then back them off without taking too much damage, and then Chaos just sieges up under the point, then it will swing heavily towards the ANS. It'll be real tough for them to be able to get in. ANS can come onto the map and kill off some of the support ships. OSP's team. Okay, the shuttles are retreating away from that lower area.
From a top-down view, the Alliance has controlled the middle of the map, which is better for them, but from a side-on view, they've left their top area extremely open, which leaves me worried about the OSP pushing above to B.
And it looks like Vastal is doing just that. He's looping around the Delta side of the map and is going to be heading towards Bravo with one 600 plasma monitor, and it's going to be supported by these 250 bulkers. Crow's over here with a lot of gunfire. It's going to be real rough. The longer that monitor is exposed on its own, the more trouble it's going to be in. In fact, I don't even know if Crow is spotted. Yeah, Crow's definitely spotted at this range. Okay. 450 HE coming into the nose. A little bit of plasma going out. I think Crow's doing some dodging action, though. Might be able to dodge that plasma.
Oh, just out of range. But there's a hit.
Is that what that was? Oh my god, there's another out of range. Couple hits on the nose. Mass driver fire coming in as well. Crow's distracting this mass driver fire. The voxels on bottom could go up to Alpha right now. But they're, no, they've gone onto the map, and it looks like they're going for a flank around to Echo side. They don't want to challenge that Alpha EMDs, but Steam really needs to have multiple ships in arc of those EMDs at once to maximize their fighting time. Really don't want to be getting ships caught out like this. Yeah, this Axford's taking some damage. Axford does have the higher repair threshold, so we'll be able to recover from a lot of this. But a lot of the damage has gone into the thrusters, which is pretty painful over the long term. Just really need those nose thrusters to move around. It's like one of the radar panels got shut off. Did I see that right? No, it's the CR-75 antenna.
Got some shuttles possibly moving up to A here.
You get the size chive of the Clef Kazoo from Papa J. These are the gun rocket and gun jammer shuttles.
Oh, and a sprinter at the same time moving to A as well. And the
Okay.
beam battleship, I think, is moving out of position to intercept on A, so this could be an opportunity.
Yeah, it is. It looks like they're both rotating over to
The enemy
Echo.
is securing Zone Atlas.
Wow, that's a lot of AMMs. Holy shit,
Only got
Dramus.
3 left now, though, so if it gets rocketed later, it's sit and duck.
Oh, doesn't quite kill all of them, but it goes for the chaff. Remember, Dwight has a chance here to take this point. Offensive S1's coming in, and Grape is gonna tear, and Rocket's gonna tear that sprinter apart. I think it's can dodge a good chunk of those rockets. What's your nose looking like, Chief?
Oh,
Yeah,
got
that's
torps
shit.
off before. Oh, but there's a
Just one
Pavis, so it'll be fine.
Yep. One Pavis. This is a really good build out of Papa J. Very counter meta, I guess, for what you might expect to fight in the scout game, which is torp armed sprinters.
The enemy
One
secured
Pavis
Zone
saving the
Atlas.
day. ANS gets Alpha. That's pretty big. OSP has to get on it now, but I think Dramus's CAD Missilite is causing them to back off somewhat. They also might have spotted, yeah, they've definitely spotted the beam
Oh.
battleship. It's locked, and it's getting missiled, and there is not a good PD angle here.
I don't know about the missile strike, because a lot of those are going to go into the rock, but enough are... Well, I don't know about enough. Actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, not a
no.
good angle, but they all miss, so it doesn't matter.
It looks like they sighted the Corvette first, but then sighted the battleship later due to its higher signature, but then they just couldn't turn in time off the Corvette and onto the battleship.
Agreed.
We can see the OSPs pushing over to B here, though, and it doesn't look like there's a lot in place to stop them.
Also, firing some rounds into the battleship. Is that, No, it's 250. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah,
Crow's
OSP's
backline force. Go ahead, Puppy.
I would say OSP's kind of lacking in anti-battleship firepower. They've just got, I think, the one Acela with 450s. And maybe a couple C90s.
Yeah,
And I think
they
one
have
plasma turret.
Well, they have 2 plasma turrets on the plasma monitor.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's not very much. Crow being alone on Bravo is getting pushed by a lot. And has lost 1 destroyer, is probably going to lose the other destroyer. Have you gotten... No, you haven't gotten shot at all.
Another missile strike on the battleship. If these missile strikes don't work, then...
Oh, man.
Oh, there's some hits.
Another
Not
miss.
a ton, though.
That's... Yeah, that is
Need
not
more-
enough.
Need more maneuverability on those
The enemy is
missiles,
securing
really.
Zone Boxer.
How many missiles does Florida have left? Quite a few. Still got probably 3 more strikes in them. Maybe more than that, actually, since he's firing 2 at once. It's probably more like 5.
He's got 12. His salvo size on each monitor is 12, so he has 5 salvos left on each monitor. That's
Enemy is
plenty.
securing Zone Eclipse.
Yeah,
If they can land.
if they can land. But I think they keep, like, sniffing the sprinter and then switching to the battleship because of the bigger signature and then missing. Chaos. Kind of overcommitting up here. Pushing really hard in this group that's pushing Crow and pushing Bravo. And if he can get the beams in range, he can tear all this apart, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that. These monitors are retreating at 30 ms, and he's pushing at them at 20, which is less than 30.
I think he sees it. He's abandoning now. Because you can see the front thrusters firing.
The enemy
Although,
secured Zone
currently
Boxer.
OSP's in a really bad spot. They're on top of the map. They have no control over any of the points except for Bravo. Mungo going to be able to rotate up to Delta and capture that. Of course, having these voxels not firing at anything for long periods of time kind of sucks. That's not good. You really want those to be in the fight.
The enemy secured Zone Eclipse.
They have nearly killed Crow, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's the issue, is that OSP has nearly killed Crow, and they haven't taken much damage at all because the rest of the ANS team has been in a flanking position. Looks like these shuttles are going to be able to escape the beam battleship and the voxels. take a look at this BBB. Yeah, it's fine. What about the sprinter? Are they gonna rapid? So that's fine. Pharyngeal capped Echo. It's going to be moving back to join up with the battleship. Now, if they could have gotten off a 4-cap, that would have been really helpful and strong, but not quite able to do that in time. They still got a lead. ANS does. They're up 50 points, but they haven't lost a player, but one of their players has taken a ton of damage, and OSP's in a really good position to storm out onto the rest of the map from their current position and fight. And kill. Another missile strike coming out. Looks like this is going after a sprinter. Bit of a waste because these sprinters have tons of AMMs. Not great efficacy on those though. I think these seeker heads have been vulnerable to chaff because they've been getting chaffed. Of course, the chaff this time going out in front of the sprinter, not going to help it at all. Loses its drive, loses its launcher. It's going to be losing its rack gear here before too long. So that thing's gonna be dead. This battleship just in the absolute middle point of the map, controlling a ton of space. But OSP doesn't really want to go there anyways. Looks like the mass driver monitors are switching to fight the voxels on Delta, but those voxels are keeping defilade on that. And they're going to be able to cap the point without much resistance, without any resistance, really. They've taken a little bit of mass driver fire here and a lot of thruster damage. And this force is actually pretty dangerous.
OSP needs to go for C, I feel like. There's nothing there, but they don't have anything nearby. I guess the shuttles could maybe make a run for it, but the battleship might kill them as they run.
OSP combat blob. Looking to finish off Crow here. Yeah, I think one of the shuttles is going to go for Charlie. Yeah, the Poly down in the lower part of the map is going for Charlie. And is going to do so basically invisibly. It's only moving at 35 ms though. So it's not flanking, which is a bit of a mistake there. So now is definitely the time to flank when it comes to getting caps. And Crow's destroyers getting torn to shreds. OSP's, I don't know, I really don't like this position that they're in.
Yeah, ANS has maybe lost Crow, but in doing so, Crow has distracted them long enough that I think they're going to get. I mean, they're going to get 4 caps now here.
And this has kind of been Crow's big way of winning games since, at least since as long as I've been playing with them, since like April. It's be a distraction, get the entire team to fight you, and then everyone else on the team just wins the game from there because Op 4 is so far out of position.
It works. It
works really well. Sometimes Crow pushes mega hard, and sometimes Crow's like off by themselves, just up in the corner of the map. I don't know why. I don't know how Crow does it, but it works very well. It's like a couple of the scout shuttles that are scattered out through the middle of the map are starting to get discovered and shot at, which could be really problematic for OSP over the long run.
I feel like these mass driver miners up top should move into the middle of the map, or just closer to the action, because they have T-30s and T-20s that could be being used to help, but they're not being used, just sitting up there so high.
Yeah, that's the problem with this kind of build, is when you mix long-range and short-range weaponry, you don't really want to be at either range. Like, if these descended onto the middle of the map, they'd be in really big risk of getting beamed. But at long range, you know, that's probably 600, points worth of guns and ammo just not getting used. It's one of the problems with Crow's gun and rail destroyers. I think this is a really cute scout killer build. Because rails are so good against shuttles. But if you don't use them like that, like if you use them as the backline support and the guns aren't doing anything, you get torn to shreds whenever you do get pushed by a real force.
Chaos has pushed the BMBB kind of out from under the rock here, getting pelted a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Just gonna retreat it, not too bad. Did lose 2 of his forward radar panels.
Oh, missile strike going for it again.
Oh,
Is
I
it?
think they're gonna miss.
Yeah, those
It doesn't have an
direct
escorting
fires.
sprinter this time, although they might hit the rock.
Yeah, they're gonna hit the rock for the most part. Or they're gonna hit the sprinter. Yeah, and then miss the
Yeah, just
sprinter.
not enough agility on those, unfortunately. Killing these strikes time and time again.
I wonder if Flard realizes that that's why the strikes are dying, that they're seeing the sprinter first and then going after the battleship, and the agility is just causing them to go between both. Because that's a very weird form of soft kill.
Oh, sprinter just got lost on C to rockets, so their OSP's gonna keep that one. Although actually they might not because the voxel's moving for it.
Or Jones's little defense voxel.
And Mungo's fighting the Acela with his voxel group.
Oh man, we know how that goes. 3 voxels very much beats 1 Acello.
Yeah, if they stay out of the mass driver fire, then they're probably gonna win that.
Oh yeah, and this thing doesn't even have a very strong nose. It's dodging some of the rounds, but they're getting through. Standard down point defense. Voxel's taking any hits? Yeah, they're taking a couple of hits. Taking more than a couple of hits. What are these having? A Dragonfly or Raider? I don't know about that combination, Chief.
The enemy is securing Zone Comet.
It's a very interesting anti-scout build, but it does suffer in these sort of frontline engagements.
We are contesting Zone Comet.
The rocket strike on Charlie.
The
Looks like
enemy is
Travis' point
securing
defense
Zone
has it.
Comet.
And is, yeah, gonna be able to take Charlie. Rocket shuttle is out of rockets, and it's getting shot at by 250 fire at point blank. So that's just dead. SP looping around.
Missile strike on the voxels, but they have soft kill, so I don't know how well this is gonna go.
These missiles are being fired under jamming, which is gonna help. I think Mungo, yeah, sees it and manually releases the chaff. A lot of soft kill.
The enemy secured Zone
Yeah,
Comet.
and most of these get cleaned up, and when it doesn't get cleaned up, just misses. 2 lands. 1 on the Warmoo, 1 on the CC.
The Acelo needs to be firing AP at these because they're bow tanking a lot of this.
Yeah.
And yeah, with C capped, I think this game is pretty much conclusively Alliance here, unless there's a really gigantic move they can make. I'm not seeing it though.
If they can knock out this voxel group, which is a big if, I think OSP can pull it back. They've got enough ships that they can start tapping points.
But they don't seem to want to spread their forces out at all. Flard's
Well,
playing in
yeah,
a very
have to do
tight
that.
formation, and so is Slayer. And both of them are also playing kind of grouped with each other. Which is a problem.
Oh, the Acelo getting beamed. Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Not gonna fly.
Yeah, that's a big problem, because this is This is the meat of this force that was pushing those voxels. The voxels can now retreat and repair very easily. For a free, nice play. Chaos has named his battleship the Moray. Which it certainly was there. It's gonna eat a missile strike for his troubles.
Yeah, there's no escorting sprinters. Much more lands than last time.
Several misses.
Still moving on.
Lots of PD kills.
Actually, it's getting shot at by a liner and by the plasmas and the bass drivers. I think everyone's collapsing on this, so maybe they can overwhelm it.
Yeah, that's dangerous. He may pay for that strike on the SLO.
Yeah. Yeah, this battleship's in big trouble.
Oh, and while he's distracted, shuttle's going for A.
And the deed. And it looked like another one was over here too. There it is. This is not moving for A, but it is.
Oh, takes out the tugboat with his last gasp there, and that. Well, the cell is still moving, but that was a really good pick because it was moving to Cap E.
Battleship trying to get undercover here at Echo. It's not gonna die, but it's definitely taking a colossal pounding for its trouble.
The enemy is securing Zone Atlas.
It's a little bit of a shame because they didn't really need to expose like that.
No. No, that was an overcommitment.
They need to fire another missile salvo. They have missiles left. I'm not sure why they're not. I feel like it would be a good idea at this point.
Oh yeah, the battleship? Absolutely.
Secure it. Cripple it before it gets behind the rock, but I don't know. I think it's like almost too late now because it's gonna get behind the rock.
Yeah, if they fire now, especially if they track fire it, all those missiles will fly into the rock.
Well, they're capping A. The light cruiser's coming up here to potentially deny that.
Yeah, they're rotating and sliding under this rock very effectively.
BB's antenna is out.
Oh, S3H backpack going into a liner. Gonna take a bunch of hits. Lose some cannons.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
Echo is not going to be capped with this beam battleship there.
The enemy
Pro is
securing
still
Zone
alive and
Eclipse.
headed to B.
Chaos covers Alpha, but it's too late. It's already getting capped. Looks like Drams is trying to get on the point with the Voxel, but eating a ton of fire from the 250 bulk freighter. Which is in turn eating a ton of fire from the Voxels, which are following up that HKP strike. Very effectively. 250s landing on the roof. It's gonna hit all those components, and it's not gonna overpin
The enemy is
anywhere.
securing Zone Atlas.
A few
Missile
misses though.
strike on the Voxel. Oh, it's pretty good actually. Well, okay, I said that and the rest just missed, so damn it. Well,
Yeah.
more than before. This one Voxel moved pretty far forward from the other two, so be able to be picked off.
Yeah, the cars is down to an off steering now. So is the CAD
We are
Moselite
contesting
from
Zone
Ramus.
Eclipse.
Oh, it just repaired the CIC.
The enemy is securing Zone Dagger.
Battleship beaming the SLO point blank range.
Oh, battle shorten
The
it.
enemy is securing Zone
Oh, yeah.
Eclipse.
Downs the power system to where only one of the 450s is working. Another missile strike going out. CAD Musselite. It's just almost all gonna miss though.
I think the Illuminator wasn't on target.
Might have been. OSP taking Delta with the mass driver monitors. Travis going for
Sellers-
They
Bravo.
would need to 5 cap at this point, though. I don't think it's... Yeah, I didn't look at the points. They're at 900. This is not gonna...
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah, I think only a 5 cap can save them, and I don't see them getting
The
5
enemy
cap.
secured Zone Dagger.
All right, who do we want to interview?
Team or person?
Person.
I don't know if there were any like super serious like throws this match that we can say, why did you do this?
There weren't. That's why I'm asking.
I think Crow might be good.
Okay.
The distraction play might be good to get a perspective on.
That's where I was leaning as well, because that did win them the game, with OSP being out of position for a solid 7 or 8 minutes, and only getting Bravo in that time while losing Echo and Delta, and Alpha. Alright, we're gonna wait until this goes closing string, and then pull Crow in here.
And I don't know if you wanted to interview the missile player on OSP side.
That would be a good idea as well.
It's interesting. OSP's militarily, OSP's still looking pretty good.
But they're kind of out of stuff that can kill the battleship.
Yeah.
And a lot of their combat power is on the outside of the map.
Yeah. Yeah, no anti-battleship tools, I think, really fucked them more than anything else, because we saw when the battleship was just getting pounded by every vessel OSP had. And it's fine. It was getting shot at for like 2 solid minutes, but most of that was 250 and Mass Driver.
I mean, the missiles, Flard's missiles could have been anti-battleship, but I don't know, they just weren't reliable enough getting through the Sprinter escorts.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of times where they broke the PD, but then just missed. So if they had hit, I feel like that would have basically changed the whole match.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think the battleship was out of position relatively frequently and not really punished for it very often.
I'm gonna pull Tweedledum and Tweedledick in here. Oh, I can't drag people and scroll at the same time. Oh, fuck. Having a million channels.
Drag them up to like a higher channel, and then scroll up, and then drag them again, maybe?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. So bring them... all the only channels that are... Okay, well, I'm gonna have to reorganize all this shit. Because I've got all the team chats down in the same area, all the voice and text chats, and so it's just, on my Discord, it's just a wall of text chats in between.
I've been dragged!
Here and there. Yeah, you
Welcome.
dragging yourself works too, but Flar doesn't have access to this channel.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Hello.
No, just Crow. Okay, so Crow, you were a distraction play in that game. I see you brought kind of a backliney support anchor fleet, but you wound up pulling the entire enemy team over the top of the map, attacking you, and then they went after Bravo, and they're out of position for an incredibly long time that allowed your team to take the W. Was that distraction play intentional?
It never starts that way, but when you start getting an entire fleet dumped on top of you, you just have to deal with it. And that entire game kind of felt like, oh, the fighting withdraw until they put a lot of fire into me, didn't finish me off, and I got to have no guns and be a big block of armor to shoot at for a long time. And I feel like that
Damage.
took...
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Damage repaired 5,300. Axford Gaming.
Yeah. I had a CIC, a drive, and a dream, and my dream was, I guess, help my teammates take a little less fire.
Be the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Alright. Now, Flart.
Hello.
You
Yeah, what's up?
fired a lot of S2s, and most of them missed or got hard killed.
Yeah, I noticed.
Tell me about those missiles, Chief. They don't have. What's the deal with their maneuverability?
Their maneuverability is 2 Gs, which is usually enough, but they go fast, right? They go fast. So sometimes it's not enough. I probably am a bit out of practice with them. And this is honestly the first time I've seriously took them since the latest update. So I haven't had a lot of time to practice. I was out of town. Usually they do great.
In terms of breaking like PD and soft kill, they did pretty well. It seemed like after they got through in the final stretch, they didn't have enough maneuverability to turn onto their target. So yeah.
They do, unless people are smart, and unfortunately my opponents here are smart, and they fluttered their radars on and off, and I wasn't microing my illuminator as much, and I lost my illuminator by the end there. Ultimately, I was excited to see the battleship alone. I was surprised my missiles somehow missed it. Any of my,
PD.
I was surprised that no. I had you out in the open, or I had the battleship out in the open right at the end there. But well, not at the end there. When you were headed to Echo,
Right.
yeah. And I was surprised that, yeah,
Chaos, hush.
yeah. I was just waiting. I waited for the commit, and the commit happened. But then I had missiles that just flew straight over the battleship, and I was like, I wouldn't think that the battleship's that big a target, or that small a target, that active radar would miss.
So what has been happening with your missiles, based on what we were seeing from the spectator perspective, is that they, because of the angle at which they come in, they see the sprinters first, go for the sprinter, and then see the battleship. And since the battleship is a bigger target, they switch to the battleship, and they're flying too fast and don't have enough agility for the speed at which they are flying at to land on that target. Because missiles, if you have more speed, you wind up needing more maneuverability in the triangle, because your real agility on the ground winds up being a ratio of speed and G-forces it can turn at.
Yeah. And usually what I have is enough, but sometimes in these circumstances, my teammates really needed to help me with those Corvettes, and they did. At a certain point, the Corvettes weren't a problem anymore, and then my missiles just kind of screwed up. But yeah, you're right. I missed a lot due to the Corvettes drawing off fire, which happens.
I think that's all that. Y'all go back and meet up with your teams and figure out what the next map is going to be. It's Bread Not Included's turn to pick the map.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming down for the interview. All right, I think we covered everything in that match. We're going to be getting into a new one soon. Bread Not Included lost, which means they get to choose the next map. Both teams swap factions as well, as we see this here in the lobbing screen. And we'll get in the next match. See you in the battle space. Hope you enjoyed.